Welcome back to my channel. The subject for today's discussion is what are vowels. We are all familiar with the English language's vowels. They are A, E, I, O, U, right? But you may be wondering why I have added few more, two more vowels. This is B in a side laid back, laid to the side letter of B, and this is N, double N. So why I included these two and what do they mean? In fact, what do vowels mean? Here in the last but one video, I listed the ion as U and associated equation is 21 squared. And O is associated with 15 squared. So indeed, O is the 15th letter in English alphabets. U is 21st letter in English alphabets. But when we come to this vowel I, it is not the 10th letter, it is 9th letter. This letter E is not the 6th letter, it is the 5th letter. A of course should have been here, and it is associated with 1 squared. Let us go to yesterday's listing, yesterday's association. I associated ion U with 28 squared, ion O with 21 squared, I with 15 squared. So you might have observed by now, you might have realized where the mistake lies. In fact, U should have been associated with 21 squared, O should have been associated with 15 squared, A should have been associated with 1 squared, right? So today let me show you the correct one. Now I have changed it back to U is representing 21 squared, O is associated with 15 squared, and I is associated with 10 squared. Now let me tell you, and of course there is an additional B here which is associated with 3 squared. Now let me explain why U is correctly associated with 21 squared, O is associated with 15th letter, O being 15th letter is associated with 15 squared correctly, but when it comes to I, it was associated with 10 squared. Why? There's a reason why it is I rather than 10. 10th letter is J, but we have I here. Why? The reason is, till here, these are the past ages actually, till 10 squared, it is past age. This is also almost over. This is, you can call old age, in the sense it is rightly called Sanatana Dharma, which is nothing but the old age. And this is the Vartamana Yuga or Vardhamana Dharma we are following. So yesterday I explained that this Yuga is a bit old, and we are now in this Yuga, Vardhamana Yuga, in which it is coexisting with this Yuga. So we are in between these two, and the next coming age would be this one. So once 10 square was the ruler, let us say 10 square is associated with Surya, Horus or Helios. So then when 10 squared was a ruler, 10 squared already split into 4 cube, 3 cube, 2 cube and 1 cube. And the next planet also has formed. In the sense, let me tell you about the 15 squared, then you will understand, because most of the time I explain about 15 squared, so you will understand better. So when 15 squared is completely formed, in the sense something like this 15 squared is completely formed from 1 cube to 5 cube, they are included in 15 squared is formed. Then 15 squared cannot control 14 squared. 14 squared alone would be apart, in the sense I have given some equations here, and that is why we have OM but not ON, because N cannot be controlled by O. Why, and the equations I will show you, then only you will understand. Let me check if this is the one. I will show you here, not even here, I think. Yeah, this is a slide. So here, if you carefully observe this, 2 is Mercury, 6 is Venus, 10 is Earth, 18 is Mars, 26 is Jupiter, 38 is Saturn, 50 is Uranus, 66 is Neptune. All together they form 216. 216 is nothing but 6 cube, right? 216 is 6 cube. So this guy 6 cube guy can control only up to Neptune, in the sense the the 13, only 13. Neptune is nothing but the 13th loka. Tapaloka is the 13th loka. So this O guy can control only 13 realms. 14th realm he cannot control. And of course these are the Trimurtis, and these Trimurtis along with O, I mean that is basically Rudra. Rudra, with the help of the uh, Trimurtis, he can control this realm, right? Now let us go to this again. So 15 and 13, O and M were together, but N was missing, right? O cannot control N. In fact, N is mother of O. Sophia is, letter N is Sophia, and Sophia is mother of Yadabat. O. Rudra. So 14th was missing. So once this 15 squared is completely formed, this is still going on. It's not completely, because we don't have the Rudra. Once Rudra joins and this 15 squared fully forms, then this oval O age or the ion will no more be O, but N will replace O. Now, do you get the logic behind this? Why we have I, E here? A is 1, of course, A is perfectly okay. But E, E is not sixth letter, but the fifth letter. Why fifth letter is the became the ion? Because 6 squared split into 3 cubes, 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, and The yeah, so the next squared, the highest squared square after below 6 raised to 2 is 5 squared. So the 6 squared, since it has split into cubes, that is, it supplied the energy required for the system, it is no more there. It is replaced by the highest square below that, that is E. Similarly, 10 squared became split into 4 cubes, 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, and to supply this necessary energy for the system so far formed, that is 100, the system of 100 that we can see here. This is the 100. That 100th system is this sphere. That sphere, to supply energy to that sphere, it had split and became cubes. And so 10 square is no more there. It is already split and become energy, took the form of energy. The next highest square below 10 square was 9 square. That is, 9 square is represented by letter I. I is the ninth letter. So that is the logic behind these vowels. You may still be wondering about this B and NN. What is B and what is NN? And why B is missing from the vowels, English alphabet vowels. In English, the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Neither B nor NN are there in the English letters. Of course, this is 28th emanation. So 28th emanation, there are only 26 letters in the English alphabets. So 28th is not there. That is natural. This is new. I have added. So that could be understood. But why B is missing? Why B is missing? Let us see here. Here I have mentioned B, true, but the way I have shown the letter B here, you may understand now. From this is basically the crust. Crust in the sense it has not formed, it is basically the base or the firmament or the earth's crust. B is the earth's crust, which is cannot be counted as an ion. But it's not an age, but it was just simply under. Now I'll have to show one more. I think one more thing here. Yeah, actually, I was looking for this. So, under 28th emanation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 basically 6 stars we can call, or energy emanations, whatever you want. 6 emanations are under 28. So under 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 emanations are under 21. So naturally under 15 there will be 14, 13, 12, 11 will be under 15. Under 10, 9, 8, 7 will be there. Under 6 it will be 5 and 4. Under 3 it will be 2. So 1 is 1, of course there is nothing below 1. So this emanation and this ion, the second vowel, actually as I have just now shown you, after 1 it should have been 2. three splits into 2 and 1 cubes, and so the highest square remaining after 3 square, after 3 splits, is 2 square. So 2 square is nothing but in alphabets we represent it by 2 is represented by b. B should have been there, but it is conspicuously missing, right? Why? The vowels or edges B and NN are very special. In fact, B is the crust of earth, the firmament, and NN is basically Sophia. Sophia, not just Sophia. Sophia is 14th letter N. Why I represented this with NN is it is basically 14 plus 14, the 28th ion. That is the reason why I represented this with here. I represented 28 with NN. NN represent 14 plus 14. So this is basically double Sophia, double in the sense under 15 square there is one Sophia. But after this O is comes of age in the sense becomes obsolete. O becomes obsolete, then here we will have the vowel N, not O. This is 15th one. 15th one has split into five cubes, and the next highest emanation after 15 square will be 14 square. So this O will become N then. And then coming to this, once U also becomes old, basically that's it will take around 6,000 minimum of 6,000 years or so to reach this this to become obsolete. That's not a something in the near future that will happen in near future, but this could as well happen very soon. So once it happens, this O becomes N, and if at all after 6,000 years or so, then this U will become T, letter T, because 21 squared has split into cubes. How many? Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes. 6 cube. This is 6 cube, and 15 square is 5 cubes. So this will split into 6 cubes. So after 21 squared is the energy of 21 squared is completely absorbed by the system, that is system evolves so much, then U will be replaced by T, letter T, which is the letter just before U, it is T. And then NN, of course, 28 squared. And unfortunately my knowledge ends here, and I cannot explain beyond this. This is the 28th energy emanation, which is nothing but the goddess Saraswati, or yet or 14 plus 14 squared, that's double the n that will replace the O here, she will be double that. Actually she will be the direct connection. You can as well say she is the heaven. Basically when we say heaven, it is always the what we call the Milky Way's core of Milky Way is itself is the heaven, the highest energy emanation that we know. I mean, at least as my knowledge is limited to this emanation 28 squared, which is can be represented by NN, which is nothing but the core of Milky Way galaxy, who who is the mother of all, and she supplies energy to all these ions. Okay, these are her, in a way you can say these are her kids. So that's pretty much it. Uh, but there is something else I wanted to tell you, show you, rather, because the design also changes. Earlier, the other time, I think I have shown it here like this. The Nutan Dharma as U with X, the 24th of the Christ figure, and giving energy to N, and energy N is supplying energy to 6 cube here, and this being the 15 square. So, but now the design would change something like look something like this. This this is the highest ion and 28 squared. That is basically if you 14 plus 14 squared, 28 squared, and through Christ is nothing but 4 into 64, 16 squared. That is 4 suns. Through these 4 suns, she provides energy to 15 squared plus 6 cube, that is 21 squared. 21 squared is nothing but sum of 15 squared and 6 cube. So we are somewhere here, very much here in the center of this thing. See, so A, E, I, O, U, this is U, and then N, this one, and N. So this is how the actual total representation of the our known universe looks like. And not just that, it is not just that, but basically this symbol is basically that of including two ends. Two ends is the symbol of even the ISIS. Symbol of ISIS has kind of uh, an enclosed figure here, closed figure here, and two loose ends uh, on either side. Those loose ends. So this is pretty much, this is like basically like a sack, and this is uh, like a loose end. So that's what all I wanted to explain today. I hope you understood the very concept. So let us once again here B is missing. B is nothing but the crust, Earth's crust. So A, E, I, O are inside U. U is, that is why U is, color of U is basically gray, in the sense uh, it is, if you mix white and black, this is black and this is white, the Brahma is white, in the sense heaven is white, pure light, and this is pure black. If you combine these two, you will get gray. So that is the color of Uranus, or the U guy. And you know, if you observe, 28 squared is equal to, basically, this is the most important thing, in fact, 28 squared is equal to 21 squared plus 7 cube. 21 squared is 15 squared plus 6 cubes. 6 cubes, as I told you, is the carbon atom, that small pyramid, black pyramid, or the black hole, This until 6 cube, these cubes, whatever we have, are all dark black only. So for the first time, you have a white cube here. In the sense, 7 cube is white in color. It is not black. This is sixth cube is the carbon ion is black. So uh, till 21 square. That is why the color of 21 square after 15 squared is formed, fully formed. 15 squared will be kind of white. 6 cube is kind of black. So the combination of these two will be gray. So 21 even 21 squared is gray. Only in the at the level of 28 squared you have purely the squares are birds and the cubes are snakes. So till here, if you observe till 15 squared, 10 squared is 100. So square is 100. Pi cube is 125. So 125, the snake is overpowers the bird. Here the snake is 6 cube is 216, 15 squared is 225. Fully when fully formed 15 squared is a bird. So for the first time in 21 squared, we observe that the bird has overpowered the snake. So this 6 cube snake will be overpowered by 15 squared. That is the, you can call this the Garuda then. This is the Vasuki. So Garuda overpowers Vasuki. So 21 squared is the father of Garuda and Vasuki. You can say in Hindu mythology, 21 squared is Kashyapa. So who is the father of Brahma? 28 squared. 21 squared is son of 28 squared. So here 28 squared being 21 squared, which is gray, 7 cube is white. So for the first time, this will be 7 cube is generally known as Christ symbol. 777 is Christ symbol. So at this level, 28 square emanations level, everything is white in the sense it is pure good. Here it is pure good. Till here, because of this guy is black. So still here you have what do you call evil rules. Not evil rules. Even in at this level, this is slightly bigger. 225 is bigger than 216, slightly bigger. So at this level, justice will be served. That is, it is little more than fair. And but at this level, definitely the is the O guy, the Osiris, Rudra, Poseidon guy, in his rule, definitely the 5 cube, the snake which is 5 cube 125, the is for overpowers 10 squared. 10 squared is 100. Pi cube is 125. So if there are for every four good guys, there will be 5 bad guys. So you can see the ratio is 4 is to 5. There are only 4 good guys and 5 bad guys in 15 squared. In 21 squared, there are, let us say, for every 225 good guys, there are only 216 bad guys. And here, of course, this is 441 good guys and 343. Even this 343 are not bad guys because 7 is not black. So from here, the good rules. This is the golden age. So yeah, that is represented by NN, and symbolically you can say this is how it looks like. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to explain today. So see you next time. Thank you very much for watching the video. Bye. Welcome back. Actually, after closing the video yesterday, I stumbled upon one this letter W. I happened to look at this letter W. If you look carefully, this is one V, this is another V. So the letter W, the 23rd letter W, will contain basically two V's, not two U's, because we call it W. It should have contained two U's logically, right? But it contains two V's. But that is rectified in the small case letter of W here. This. That is perfectly a W, right? So I felt like revisiting the design, and basically what happened was from here to here I did not explain. What happens between 21 and 28, that was the missing link. Till here, till 21, what happens, we perfectly know everything. This is, let's see, let me show in a different perspective. Here, this is nothing but, as I have always been telling you, this is nothing but the process of evolution. And this is a Mercury. Mercury is one square and one cube, both are one. So Mercury is supposed to be androgynous, in the sense it is both male and female. And in Roman mythology, they call the planet the what we call Buddha in Hindu mythology, and Mercury in Greek mythology. We call the same planet the Hermes. Hermes, and from Hermes, the term hermaphrodite, meaning androgynous creature, originated from the combination of Hermes and Aphrodite, hermaphrodite. So this is Hermes, this is Aphrodite, as Aphrodite is nothing but equivalent of Venus in Western philosophy and Shukra in Hindu philosophy. So basically, the one cube was enough to form this world. Supply the energy was enough for this world. The second sphere you see here, for that it needed 9. So 2 cube plus 1 cube came together, 8 plus 1, 9. And similarly, the third sphere had 3 cube, 2 cube, 1 cube, that is 36, 36 till moon. And then, of course, we had 4 cube, 3 cube, 2 cube, 1 cube coming together to form this sphere. And later, 1 cube to 5 cube came together to form this sphere, right? That is very clear. And now let us go back to our discussion now. So from here to here, rather till here rather, we know how it evolved. And then 21, as I told you, 21 had this O and 6 cube here. See, in the yesterday's video, I already explained this part, the black part is 6 cube, and this part, the O part, is the 15 square. So the 21 squared formed, or rather the Kashyapa. So after this guy and below this guy, this is we can say, for just simplicity sake, let us call this the Vega. From here to here, what happened? Krishna, rather, Lord Krishna represents letter 28, the digit or emanation 28. Vega or Abhijit. Let us call Abhijit. Let us not call any other name, but let us call Abhijit. From here to here, what happened? This was the story. So let me explain that story, what happened and how it happened. And I have to explain one more thing here. I yesterday, yeah, I think I haven't explained about the this diagram yet. So this is the W, the 23rd letter. Above the W, we have the 24 square. The yellow part is 24 square, nothing but which represents the Jesus Christ. But yesterday, what was missing in the yesterday's diagram was we have a letter P here to 64. That is 16 square, right? That 16 square was missing in the yesterday's diagram. So here we have this letter P. Here there is a letter P. Here there is a letter P under N. So this O guy has become N, the small n, and P supplied. P is nothing but 16 squared. That 16 squared supplied energy to the O guy. Here is there is another P, which is nothing but 16 squared. That is four suns, four suns, and I by mistake I told you that this is 64. The X is 64. X is Christ, basically. So this P was 64. That is why we have the symbol Chi Rho in Christian mythology, uh, school of thought, because Chi here represents X here and P represents the four suns, that is 16 square. So 16 square supplies energy to 15 square through, and once 15 square is totally formed, the oval will be N. There will be one N here, there will be one N here, and Pn supply the energy to the lower system. So above 25, there is this 26 squared. 26 squared is what you call the, let's say, the God, and Y is the Ya. Ya in the sense, you can say, just like what 13 was, 15 before forming was Yalbath. After forming all this evolution, Y is the Ya in the sense Jehovah. Jehovah is basically, it comprises three letters Y, one. Ha is basically H, the letter H, which represents the sun here, and sun here. And Va is nothing but the W here. W is the Va. So Ya, Ha is sun, and Va. This is what is Jehovah. But then once this comes of age, the Y comes of age, just like Yalabath has been replaced by N, when once Y comes of age, then the system Z would rule through his younger son X. Y is the elder son and X is the younger son. X is pure light, and the God will rule this world through with the help of the younger son X. Uh, let let us not say that because as long as the Z26 emanation is there, 25 and 24 will coexist with along with 26. But what I mean is when 28 squared, that is the age of Lord Krishna or the age of Vega, when Vega becomes the pole star, then uh, the pole star through the 24 square, that is the Jesus Christ, he will rule this whole world. Then, then obviously, just like O has been replaced by N, Y will become obsolete and he will be replaced by X here. So that's pretty much what I wanted to explain. A basic thing is, yeah, the whole thing. I got this idea when I looked this letter and wondered why it is called. Basically, this should have been called double V, but it is called W. And then I realized that it is the small case letter uh, corrects that flaw and it calls it W. It is in the shape of two U's placed side by side rather than two V's placed side by side here. So that's pretty much it. So at the end, 28 squared, this is the final design. 28 squared at the end will rule through X. Um, these and by then this will become V. Uh, W will become double V and 28 emanation rolls through 24 emanation and double V. This is double V rather than double U. Yeah, so that concludes my uh, explanation for today. See you next time. Thanks for watching the video.